Man, I want to talk about something that really been grinding my gears once again on Twitter, once again revolving around motorsports such as F1 and NASCAR mainly. I don't get what it is, but people are so unhappy now that all they can really stand to do is watch a sport and get angry when something happens in said sport that they didn't really like to happen to their driver or to their sports team. They really let it get to them for some reason. I've never seen anything get to someone this much before. And if you don't know what I'm talking about some F1 drama, Formula One. If you don't know, a few years ago, I'm sure you do know because it's pretty hard to get away from it. But if you do know, you know. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, two of the greatest F1 drivers right now. And a few years ago, they got into it, bam, bam, fighting hard for position and stuff. Shit happens. It's a whole ordeal. Unfortunately, Lewis Hamilton didn't win the championship. A lot of people say, oh, Max didn't deserve it because Max ended up winning, but and Lewis didn't. And people did not like that. People got very angry. They got very personal about it. Um, and now today they still talk about it. It's been 3 years, um, actually 2 years, sorry, but still, I don't get why they're talking about it still. Usually life goes forward, not backwards, and a lot of these people are going backwards, and man, it's just nuts, because it's constantly trending on Twitter. F1 fixed. And here, I'll just read some. It's like, hey, FIA, while you're at it, you may as well overturn Abu Dhabi 2021 race result and reinstate Lewis Hamilton as the rightful race winner and world champion. Like, dude, it's years ago. Please get the fuck over it. Please stop crying. Please inhale more copium or something because, you need to get over it. Now, the reason why a lot of drama is going on is because they reinstated Alonso to P3. If you don't know, Alonso got a race penalty, and his position was going to be sent to the rear, I believe, or sent to last place for F1. And that didn't happen. They reinstated him to P3. And this is the message why the stewards received a letter dated 19th March 2023 from Aston Martin, which is Alonso's team, and one team with a petition to review the rule that he broke. I'm reading it because I got a lot of weird jobber and fucking wording here that's unneeded. In support of the petition for review, the stewards were shown minutes of the latest SAC meeting and a video evidence of 7 different instances where cars were touched by the jack while serving a similar penalty to the one imposed on car 14 without being penalized. So basically what happened here is Alonso was like, hey, yo, you're penalizing me for something that everyone else is doing. And it seems like he brought this to their attention. His team brought some good information, some good stats to back this up. I'm sure they brought some video evidence of other cars and teams also doing it. And so right here it says they reconsidered it and they pushed it back. And I don't get why people are so angry about this. People just get so fucking angry for no reason. I don't really get it anymore. Even I seen on Twitter some people were angry at Max Verstappen's dad because he was fucking pissed that Max didn't win. And I don't know if people know this. Max is breaking world records. He has a reason to be pissed. He didn't break another world record in F1. It takes decades for that to happen again, right? I would be a little bit angry too. And hey, he has a little smile. You can't blame him for being a little sad and mad. All right. If I was Chico, I would have been like, "Hey, yo, dap me up. Come on, get into the game, man. It's all right. I'm your son's teammate. He finished behind me, but it's all right. He's going to win the next 10 races anyways." Anyways, uh, people been taking F1 very seriously the past few months, at least on Twitter. I don't know why, because it's just, why can't you just sit and enjoy it for what it is and not have to bitch and cry and complain and bitch and then send death threats to people who disagree with you on social media, or send death threats to drivers that pissed your driver off in a race but really didn't actually piss your driver off in the race because your driver handles getting wrecked in a race better than you watching them get wrecked in a race. It's just mind boggling. It's a little bit ridiculous, a little bit immature, such as all of Lewis Hamilton's stands. It's just ridiculous. And obviously, I'm making a joke. Calm down before you send me a death threat. Not every F1 fan is like this. Not every Lewis Hamilton fan is like this. It's obviously a lot of fans of a lot of different drivers that are like this. And like I said, it's not just F1 because NASCAR has the same thing. I go into NASCAR Twitter, dude. Everyone's bitching that their driver gets wrecked or didn't win the race, and they think that's the reason to have the track demolished or have the sport demolished. It doesn't make sense to me. And I gotta remind myself that this is mostly either robots talking or children, because there's no way anyone with some sort of maturity or intelligence level would be getting so up their own ass about a motor race. It is racing. Shit fucking happens. Your drivers handle it better than you can handle them getting wrecked. And that says something. When your driver gets out of his car that he just crashed and cost his team millions, and him stats in the book, and he can go up to the interview and be like, yeah, shit happened. You know, we'll go out there and get him again next week. But meanwhile, you're on Twitter with your big fat thumbs going, fuck Lewis Hamilton, fuck you, or, fuck Mac Verstappen, fake champion, fake everything, kill F1. Like, dude, you're not, you are just, you're just a pea in the pot. Like, you're just boiling in the pot. You're not doing anything, man. Like, just stop. You're a child. You're making yourself look bad. And I just, man, this stuff is astonishing to me. Uh, I would show tweets and stuff, but I don't want to get an F1 fan in my ass. But yeah, I don't know. Some people, it's just ridiculous. They'll complain about the stewards and how they don't like do anything, but then when they are given evidence and the stewards take back their claims, then shit hits the fan again. It's just F1 can never win. The drivers can never win. It's always the fans bitching, complaining, crying, kicking their feet like a bunch of children. And it's sad. You know, it is really sad. And I do think it kind of makes things 10 times more difficult for the stewards and officials trying to officiate the races. Uh, I think it makes it 10 times more difficult because now they got to cater to all these people bitching and complaining about the most pointless shit ever. And yeah, I can only imagine how difficult that is. But, obviously F1 does make mistakes. I am not saying F1 is mistake free. F1 has definitely made their fair share of mistakes. But, dude, bitching and complaining about something that happened a few years ago isn't going to fix it now. It sure as hell ain't going to make anything better. Uh, you know, like, Lewis Hamilton isn't still thinking about the championship he lost years ago. I think he's more worried about trying to win another one. You know, it's dumb. I don't know why people have to just bitch and complain about the past. And like I said, NASCAR does the same thing with a driver I like, Kevin Harvick. He wrecked the field at Talladega a few years ago, and people fucking still bitch and complain about that like it happened yesterday, and it was like the fucking worst thing since of the fucking, I don't know, dark ages, I guess. It's just, it's nutty. People are nutty in general. I think it just shows that most people don't have a lot going on, and they kind of need something to bitch and complain about to give them that excitement. And I mean, hell, if F1 and NASCAR can do it for you, good for you. If you want to take that more seriously than your own drivers, uh, go ahead. I just don't want to hear you bitching and complaining. I'm just gonna mute you in game and IRL. It's just yeah, it's interesting. Um, I don't really like, man. I don't know. I don't see how people can get so angry like this. Everyone's just so angry now. No one can enjoy anything. Uh, I have to turn off Twitter just so I don't get like annoyed at people just shitting on the race because their driver isn't in the lead and they think it's a fucking conspiracy or a psyop by like FIA and the government to make sure their driver doesn't dominate the sport, even though like what it's just some of the shit. It blows my mind, and the only way I can explain it to you is you going out and looking at it yourself. Just go type in F1 fixed on Twitter. Go type in NASCAR's rigged on Twitter. Just educate yourself on some of that because it gets nutty. It gets crazy. You can tell a lot of people don't have much time. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I thought people had other things to do, but I guess not. So yeah, I just wanted to vent about that a little bit. I thought it was silly. Hopefully Alonso can give Red Bull and Max a little challenge this season. Max, he's gonna fucking win more. Like if people thinking like Chico just ended his entire career. No, chill out. I also think Chico's gonna win more. Hopefully Ferrari can step it up and Mercedes can figure something out. But man, it's just I think we're in for a good season of Formula One. NASCAR's getting pretty good. The other day, the race was a little meh, but I still watched it. I still enjoyed it. I wish the commentary in the booth was a bit better, but what can you do? At least the racing is pretty entertaining. It kept me, in my seat watching for both F1 and NASCAR. And yeah, I'm excited for next week. I enjoy watching both series and rooting for a good race. I'm a Max stan myself, so no hate to other Max Verstappen stans, even the Lewis Hamilton ones. I'm also a Lewis Hamilton stan before Max came in to the sport. So love both. Both hopefully can race each other later into the season if Mercedes gets their shit together. And NASCAR, I think we're in for a good NASCAR season too. I think Kevin Harvick, he took an L at Atlanta by he didn't get chastained, but I guess the air around him got chastained, so that's unfortunate. But either way, I think we're in for a good season. Go Max, go Harvick, and yeah, shit. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Who you think's gonna win next week in F1 and in NASCAR? You can pick one. You don't gotta pick both. Okay. Bye.